Hi, it's Jez here from Nigezza Creates. Thank you for joining me today. So you might recognise this, it's Edith Holden. So I'm doing another video in my Edith Holden altered book. Getting quite a little mess going on here because I'm literally only working on this. It's working for me. I'm excited about it, and I'm getting ideas, and it's coming along quite swiftly. So I thought I'm going to carry on, and then it'll be finished and it won't be another leftover project. So what we're going to make today is this set of triple pockets here, all made from one sheet, so they all sort of match and blend. Had an idea about doing a triple pocket, and then hadn't really formulated in my head how I was going to do it. And this is what I came up with. So we're sort of towards the end of the month, we're end of the year. It's sort of like December time, so lots of holly come out in December. There was sort of ivy and greenery here, so I felt that this page went really well. This is actually the front page of December, but it's from a book I have that is it was a crafting book, so the pages are bigger, but they're taken from the Edith crafting book. Yeah, it was to make crafts, but their inspiration was from Edith Holden. So the page is much lighter. You can just see at the back there what colour it was. So I had to do a bit of grunging up to get it. So I cut the 3 pockets, and then I've just used a bit of tea-dyed card, so it's like journaling space there, and then just cut a tab to put it in. I chose card because particularly this one, anything thinner would have been it wouldn't have gone in. So, and then because I didn't want one coming that way, I've got a tag here, which you pull out, and I've managed to undo the bow. Yeah, so that's how I did that one. And I did originally cut these from like a plain piece of paper, but it wouldn't go down. It needed the extra oomph of a bit of card to enable me to sort of push it down. And yeah, we're gonna have to retie that bow, but not now. And one thing I had to do, this particular section here that I've been working on, it came away from the book. It kind of just all pulled out, so I had to go through and add some no, it wasn't this section, it was this section. I had to add some of my surgical tape down it to hold it in, so I might have to go through and do every join, is what I'm thinking. But this is a single page, so I don't have to worry about this one. So I kind of marked in that I wanted to do a triple pocket here. So this is the front page for April. Nice little sort of spring flowers there that go with the ones on that side, so this was a good choice of the page. As you see, it is a crafting book, so it was like knitwear and stuff. So we're going to cut it down. I like the you know, the little sentence there about April. I kept it on here about December as well. So not that I can find it now. There it is. So I kept the line about December, which I really liked, and it's in the sort of Edith Holden writing, so it's good. But I did lose the top, so we're just going to cut it down. So I'm going to take that bit off there, and then kind of looked in, go up to the top. So I'll just take it to the top of that. Feeding that way so I can go up there. So we're go to the top of that flower. There we go. Yeah, that's lovely, because we're going to do a slight little space between them all, and then we're going to come in a little way in of those lines there. Get rid of that. So come in there, and then yeah, probably in line with that green leaf will be just about right. Obviously you could use a page from the Edith Holden book itself. Because I had been using this to do other pages in journals, I had actually run out of, you know, I didn't have as many of the pages of the book. So if you are doing this as a way of using the book but keeping it, then, you know, use a full page from the book. The only full pages I seem to have left have things on the other side, so I'm using those to use things that go, that you can see both sides with. Right, so there we go. Now let me just have a quick measure, because it might not be the same as what I had before. So what have we got? So we're just below 8.5. So so 2 3/4 is roughly about right. Yeah, it's almost, it's virtually spot on, Jez, actually. Literally spot on. So we go 2 3/4. And it doesn't matter, I'm going to cut Birdie in half because they're lining up together when we stick it down. So you could use this idea on any journal page. So there we are. Yeah, that one's just a tad taller. I could even take the top off so it's actually the same. Which I think I'm going to do. There we go. So they're all 2 3/4. I don't need that anymore now. I took my 2-inch circle punch. So gonna do a divot. So I'm going to put those two pockets together, and I'm going to eyeball them to be even and cut that so those pockets are in the same place, and we're going in the end here, eyeballing to be the center. There we go, that'll do for me. And then I just used my corner rounder and rounded the corners because I liked that look. Fluff that a little bit, it'll be fine. Fine, it's junk journal, Jez. So we have, take my little prompt out there, that just reminds me of what I'm doing. So we've got that, got that, got that. So that is how it's all gonna look. Got a little bit of shine on there, but I think you can see. I don't know if I'm making it better or worse. So obviously, as you can see, this is much lighter than this, so I have to make these look a little bit older. So I'm going to bring this in. So I went over with Vintage Photo and just used a blending brush here. Give it a bit of a grunge. Because I sort of did this and then I kind of stuck it in and it was like, it's still a bit too bright, Jez. You need to do something else. So then I thought, oh, what can I do to give it a little bit more oldie looking, look too shiny and new. So it was sort of like missing the yellowy colour. So I then remember I got out my antique linen, because that's a little bit more sort of yellowy in colour. So I wanted to come in with this. It's really difficult to see that you're making any difference, but you really are. You have to trust me, because I'm not sure that the camera's going to pick up. That this is looking different. So then after doing that, I then came in with a bit of old paper. It's a little bit more, it's got like a green tone to it. Obviously, if you're using an Edith Holden page, you won't need to do this bit. And then I did go back in. I felt it was still a little bit too new. Like so. So if we bring the page back in now, you can see that it's now much better, blended in much better, doesn't stand out, it was almost like white against it. So we are going to ink round the edges. So done that, and then we've got a few bits with quite a bit of space on it, so I did a little bit of stamping. So I've got this script stamp here, which I'm just going to ink up in this dark espresso ink. It's early espresso. It's an old Stampin' Up ink that's long since retired. So yeah. There we go, just to give it a little bit of something. That's not quite straight. Do we care? Not especially. So I did add a little label. So that's a little label. That's what you said, Jez. Yeah, I want a bit of a bigger one there. So I've got these little ones. I've got a big one stamped. No. So let's get these cut out and we'll see what we've got. So I'm going to make a little sort of cluster with these labels. And I might put, because there's a gap there on the top. You see how this colour just works. Absolutely works, I think. So I've got a little baggie somewhere with some fussy cuts. Let's see if I've got something. So these are all beads. I got some other fussy cuts. Not sure I want a bird, if I'm honest. There. On there. There you do. Think you do. Love that. So we'll just ink around these. That kind of covers a little bit of that wonky donkiness going on there. Right, let's keep with this. I'm going to cut all the way along there where it's got like the selvage to it. That was on there like that. Yep, a leg. That'll do. I'm going to keep that little bit out because I might tie that on the tag that's going in. So let's just stick these down. So if anybody's wondering about the fussy cut leaves I'm using, there was a CD-ROM. Remember CD-ROMs made with Edith Holden theme, and you could print off lots of Edith Holden images for using in crafting, and I found it in a charity shop a few years ago, and obviously operating systems change. I wasn't even sure if it was going to work. I have a Mac, not a PC, don't have a CD drive, so I had to put it on, I loaded it on Ed's computer because he's got a CD drive, because he wasn't going to buy a laptop without one because he likes to watch DVDs and play music. And then I had to save all the files on it and then load them onto my MacBook. Still not sure if they would work with just having the files. Not sure if I would have to have the actual CD in. Anyway, it did work. So, but it wasn't brilliant, I have to say. There were the things on it. They had, I think they had some envelopes and things, and I've got some of the envelopes sort of printed and made up because I wanted to see what they were like. But there were lots of these images which I then cut out on my scan and cut, which are really handy for clusters like this. So just think that gives the nice little finishing touch to the pockets. I love these Tracy Fox stamps. They're just brilliant. Absolutely fabulous. So now that's ready to stick onto the page. Let's move this out the way. There is the tiniest gap above some drawers. It's not going in, I'm not struggling. That just almost doesn't go in. There we go. Right, so let's come back here and get you ready to stick down. Yeah, so wash band wallop. Really runny, this glue. I don't know if it's because it's so hot that my art glitter's gone really runny. Not sure if that's affecting its effectiveness. There's my little dry wipe. There you go. I knew that were going to ooze. I'll do this one. And then we've just got the journaling cards to make. So this I've got to remember to do that way round, otherwise it would be an utter disaster, wouldn't it? There we go. So that's them all in there. So I have got tea dyed card. So this is what I am going to use. They were 2 3/4 wide. I think I did about 2 1/2. Let's just get two and a half. This was 2 1/4, which might be better. Yeah, and I could do it a little bit longer if I'm honest. Actually, yeah, maybe 1/4 inch longer. So what did we do? We did 5 1/2, I think. So maybe do 5 1/2. Let's go up 1/8. And then let's do just 1/8 inch under 2 1/2. Yep. Yep. Oh, you need to be less for that. So we're doing our 2 1/2 back 1/8. And then we'll go 2 inches . 2 inches for the tag, because I used one of my Stampin' Up tag topper punches to create that tag. That is what are you doing, Jez? I have no idea. It's obviously just a morsel too long, too wide. Yeah. Could be a bit longer. Could be a bit longer, that, Jez. Use that tag for someone else. Right. Take it off about there. Let's see. Perfect. Right. We just need to the rounded corners serve two purposes. One, it makes it easier for going in and out because it's not got a sharp edge, and two, it's just prettier, isn't it? There we go, and then we'll just ink round all those edges. There we go, and then I just put an eyelet in the top. Pulled out too. I did that last time as well. I wasn't on camera, but when I was working in it, thinking, what am I going to do? There we go. Give it a squeeze. Then we just need to put a little bit of a, oh, I was going to use this possibly as a bit of a tie. And let's go left over right. I'm not sure you can do a double knot actually, Jez. Probably not. That's probably enough. There we go. Stick that in. Let's see if there's enough on that to do the other one. Right, so now we need to get some tabs. So we need to find a bit of Edith Holden book that I can use. I don't think that's going to be good enough, Jez. No. because I do want the writing. So preferably want a scrap that I'm not going to use for anything else. Right, that's what we want. So that's just let's just fold that a tad better. Now the back of this tab's going to be upside down, but it's okay. So, wondering actually if I should do that one, then the writing is the same size. Yeah, little details like that are important to me. They're not important to you, don't matter. Not bothered about that on the other side, if I'm honest. I wish this squeezed out a bit better. Right. Before I fully commit. In there, that's about right. Pull it out without pulling the tab, otherwise it'll just come out. Moved a bit, so cut that glue off. There we go. that is my triple pocket page, and that's how I did it. And then that's the first one I did. She flicks back to find, and then that's that one. So hope that's useful. I think you could do this page in any sort of journal if you're following along. I hope you found a suitable page to do it with. You could equally have taken one of the beautiful illustrations from, you know, the actual book to have made this triple pocket from. There are plenty that you could choose from in the book that would have made lovely, that would have made a beautiful one actually, but I would have sacrificed that to use it. So yeah, hope you like that. I will be back soon with another one, but this is getting, it's getting almost finished. So so yeah, I did a belly band off camera as well. Yeah, so I've got, this is going to be my next one, but what I'm thinking whilst I'm on here is I think this needs to be cut, because it sits flat nicely there, and that sits flat nicely there, but it doesn't here. So I think the only way around it is to slit that down. So I think I'm going to carefully do that before I do this. Okay, and that will be a lesson learnt to have stuck this down in two separate pieces. All right then, see you all again soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a lovely rest of your day.